I am proud to introduce to you the new 1/48 scale Estes Gemini Titan. What is up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Rocket Vlogs. My name is Braden Carlson, and here it is. Estes has very kindly let me have one of these way ahead of schedule so I could do an unboxing and build video with you all, and I'm very, very excited. As you'd expect with any Estes scale rocket, the level of attention to detail is off the charts, all the way down to these display nozzles to keep everything looking nice and scale. Of course, the real Gemini Titan didn't have fins. We don't really get away with the no fins thing in the world of model rocketry. Once you're done displaying and you're ready to fly, it's as simple as removing these display nozzles and installing the twist and lock twin 18mm cluster or mount assembly with clear fins, so you get all the cool looks of the Gemini Titan and all the cool ability to fly. Before we get into the build, if you don't want to hear me talk anymore, you just want to get one, go to estesrockets.com or click the link in the description. You can use exclusively the discount RVGT, that's RVGT as in Rocket Vlogs Gemini Titan, to get 10% off this rocket and anything else you order from estesrockets.com. Big thank you to Estes for not only sending me one way in advance, but giving me the sole opportunity to offer you guys a discount on this brand new scale rocket. Without further ado, we're gonna dive a little bit into the history of the Gemini Titan just so you're all caught up, and then we're gonna build this thing. The Gemini Titan was a crucial part of early American space exploration, developed during the 1960s as part of NASA's Gemini program. Using modified Titan II missiles, yes, missiles, it carried astronauts into orbit to test techniques like spacewalking, orbital maneuvers, and docking, all of these essential things for reaching the moon. These missions directly paved the way for the success of the Apollo program, making the Gemini Titan a key stepping stone in humanity's journey beyond Earth. Notable astronauts of the Gemini program include Jim Lovell of Apollo 13, Gus Grissom, one of the first Americans in space, John Young, who flew 2 Gemini missions, 2 Apollo missions, became the 9th man to walk on the moon, and went on to fly 2 space shuttle missions, and, of course, Michael Collins, Buzz Aldrin, and Neil Armstrong of Apollo 11. Without the Gemini program, there's no Apollo, there's no moon landing, no one small step for a man, there's no Skylab, Space Shuttle, Space Station, SLS, SpaceX, or Blue Origin. It is truly difficult to understate how iconic a piece of space exploration history the Gemini Titan is. Inside the box, you'll find the kit components, with standout features being 2 18mm threaded motor retainers, a high-quality ripstop nylon parachute, a display stand, and of course, high-quality molded plastic scale parts to ensure your Gemini Titan looks the part. Overall, the build process is fairly straightforward. The standout building difference here is the twist-locking rear centering ring and motor mount assembly. Even then, though, the ring itself goes in like a standard centering ring, and it's not all that different from building a standard motor mount. From there, the most unique to build components are the tunnels and conduits that run down the side, which is not exactly unique if you've ever built any of these other scale Estes spaceflight rockets. As with any expert level rocket, skills are important to have, but patience is by far and away the thing you'll need to build it properly most. The most difficult part of this build by far is the paint scheme. The roll pattern masking process is quite complex,
and it requires some patience and attention to detail. The included instructions have an awesome graphic showing the rocket from 4 different angles for your reference during painting, and it also includes guides for marking the roll pattern so you can mask them correctly. Mine came out in what I would consider acceptable for looking good on camera condition. Once painted, applying the water slide decals is pretty straightforward. However, a couple of them wrap around the entire circumference of the tube, so they can be a bit tricky to install. Just be sure to take your time and remember that these can be quite fragile and can tear fairly easily, so just be careful. Once it's done though, you're left with a phenomenally detailed scale model of one of the most underrated but important pieces of space exploration history.
And that's it. That's all it takes, folks. And then you can have yourself a nice, awesome scale Gemini Titan to put on display or to fly. Once again, big thank you to Estes to sort of let me spearhead the release of this awesome rocket. I'm a big fan of space race era stuff and the history of space and getting to the moon and everything. So while I don't usually do these kinds of super detailed, smaller builds, I usually do big high power stuff with far less intricacy. I am very excited to have this in my collection because it looks pretty dang cool and it is a significant piece of US history. Don't forget, you can get 10% off of one of these guys at estesrockets.com. Use the discount code RVGT, and that's not only good for 10% off of this rocket, but it's good for 10% off of everything you buy at estesrockets.com. So if you want to complete your collection, you can get anything from the Space Shuttle, SLS, Mercury Redstone, Saturn V, Saturn 1B. They have all kinds of awesome stuff. There are some exclusions to the discount code, but for the most part, RVGT will get you 10% off of the entirety of your order. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Rocket Vlogs. My name is Braden Carlson. Don't forget to press the like button, press subscribe, and if you're not, please go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Rocket Vlogs Official and on Rocket Vlogs at Facebook. Go get yourself a Gemini Titan. Go build yourself a Gemini Titan. Have a great day. I will see you in the next one.